Hello, hi, welcome. So it is day 5 out of 5 of 5 days of Nemo, the last one, in case that wasn't clear. I've not been around for a week or so, sorry about that, but my daughter brought home a huge cold from kindergarten a week or so ago, which everybody then promptly got in the house, which meant children home sick, parents trying to look after said children while still working, and we all got a bit of a cold as well. We kind of soldiered on, but there wasn't really much potential for making videos. It would not have sounded good. So today I am back, and it is time to get this little project finished so I can move on to some of the other requests that you've given to me. Now, one little reminder, I am about 40-something subscribers away from the 2,000 mark on YouTube. And when I hit 2,000, there will be a live stream and there'll be a live review of a Dimash song because that has been the most requested one in my poll. So I will be getting ready to do one of those pretty soon, I would have thought. So if you're not following yet, now's the time to do it because we have a live stream just waiting. Without further ado, I want to jump in because we've already seen all the official versions of Nemo by Nightwish, including the ones with Elise Reed performing with them at Denver. Now we're going to look at 2 covers, and the first one we're going to check out, I don't know if you can see this very well on the camera, it is this. This is Crewish, and they are Nightwish's crew. They are the roadies, the lighting engineers, the sound engineers, the guitar techs, and so on, who can't be on tour at the moment with Nightwish because of the pandemic. So they've used their time to record 5 Nightwish songs in different styles. And I've heard a couple of the songs, but I haven't heard Nemo. So today it is actually a reaction to Nemo. After that, we're going to take a look at Tim Ackermann performing Nemo at the Beste Zanger show in the Netherlands for Floor. And that is a clip that I've seen a couple of times, not lots, but I have seen it. And I'd like to do a little review of that for you to close off our 5 days of Nemo. Let us jump in. Here we go. Let's do this. So, the obvious thing to talk about here is that we seem to be listening to an AC/DC song. Although, the one thing I'll say that's not particularly AC/DC-esque is the chorus. I mean, the whole backing music is still AC/DC-like, but the vocals are pretty low there. They're pretty low and growly, and that's not what you'd expect from AC/DC. So, the vocals, I don't know where I'd kind of place them, what kind of label I'd put on the vocals. Still rock vocals, but not really AC/DC-ish. But the music itself is essentially AC/DC, right? That guitar lick, obviously. And what I also quite liked was in the verse how they were building it up by adding those high octave quaver notes to just build up the pressure a little bit before they got into the chorus and open it up again. So, fun. I really had to think there, am I playing the right song, or should I be checking whether I'm actually playing this CD? But nope, there we go. It's the AC/DC version of Nemo. Alright, let's carry on.
Flower went between the pages 2 and 3.
Really cool.
Once and forever, boom, gone with my sins. Walk the dark path, sleep with angels, call the past for hell. Touch me with your love, and we will
this really has been arranged to be an AC/DC song. You know, every little bit of it, it fits in with an AC/DC structure. And a couple of interesting things. So the vocals carry on in the same style as before. What's quite funny is how they also postpone some of the starts of lines. So in the original version, it's walk the dark path, sleep with angels, call the past, and so on. Here it's walk the dark path, sleep with angels, and so on. So they've even changed the rhythm a little bit to make it fit in this AC/DC style and kind of be predictable as an AC/DC song. And that musical interlude in the middle there is also really well built up. It sounds like AC/DC, which is, I guess, what's supposed to be happening here, right? Really cool interpretation. Okay, so let's see what happens now. I'm expecting a really cool Angus Young style solo now. Okay, this is what needs to happen. Let's do it. All right, the bell has tolled. So we've got elements of Thunderstruck in there, obviously, with the Nemo. And we've got, you know, the Hell's Bells at the end there. As many elements of as many AC/DC songs as they can find to fit in. Yeah, and in that final chorus, the way that the guitar was kind of playing in between the lines there, that's something that Angus Young totally does all the time in AC/DC, whether it's in, you know, Whole Lotta Rosie or in Highway to Hell. All kinds of songs where that happens. Also, A Touch Too Much, one of my favorite AC/DC outro parts, is full of guitar licks. So, fun. Really fun. Now I'm quite excited to hear the rest of the CD, the other 4 songs. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've heard Sleeping Sun, and I've heard a little sample of Amaranth, so I know which directions they go in already. Do you want to see reviews of those? Would you like to see me look at the other songs on the Crewish EP? Because if so, tell me about it in the comments, and I'll make that happen. It may take a while, but I'll make it happen. So that's been really fun. There's 2 other songs on there, Wish I Had an Angel and Elan. And I haven't heard those yet. So I will hold off if you would like reviews of those 2. Okay, but we're done with this one for now. We've still got Tim Ackermann to look at. And that's Tim performing on the Best as Angus show for Floor. Because Best as Angus is the kind of show where they have a number of different vocalists in kind of like a panel, and every week one of the vocalists has their turn and all of the others sing songs for them, including ones that they have written and performed themselves. And this is what happens here. Tim sings Nemo for Floor, and it's time for us to take a look at that. Here we go. stop there and talk. So this is really interesting, actually, because firstly, I like the fact that the song's sped up a little bit, that the style's been changed. I mean, Tim Ackermann is not someone whose music I'm familiar with particularly, but I know he wrote Winner, which Floor sang on the Beste Zanger show for him, and smashing song, really cool song, which I will get round to reviewing at some point. But for the moment, this one, what really strikes me immediately about his performance is the way that he's standing hunched over the microphone like this. And that's interesting to me because I could never sing like that. I've not had a lot of vocal coaching lessons. I'm pretty much self-taught, but I've found that when I kind of get to a stage where I need help with something, I'll go and seek out a coach and take a couple of sessions with them. And the first time that I saw a coach in Germany, it was because my vocal cords were really hurting after tours. And I was getting kind of out of voice by the end of the tours, and I was trying to find out ways to prevent that from happening. And one of the things he did in terms of diagnostics was to figure out whether I was what he called a solar singer or a lunar singer. And he told me that solar singers are people like Tim here who kind of lean forward and hunch when they sing. And the lunar singers are people who have to be kind of straight up like this, so looking upwards, freeing everything here so they can sing well. I had no idea this was a thing until this coach told me that. And so it seems that Tim's found his way of, is his positioning that works for him. And it sounds great. So it just shows that each singer is really an individual who has to kind of figure out what works for them. So that's really interesting to start off with. And the vocal performance is great. I really like it. It almost sounds like I hear a bit of Sting in there, when he sings in the chorus, oh, how I wish to dream again. It really sounds like Sting to me. And I hear a bit of kind of Chris Cornell in there as well. Really cool rock voice. Okay, let's carry on.
My flower withered between the pages 2 and 3. Once and forever, gone within my sins. Walk the dark path, plead with angels, call the best for him. Touch me with your love and reveal my true name. Oh, how I wish for soothing moan. How I wish to dream again. My loving heart does not die. Love for the gift, my everything. Oh, how I wish for soothing rain. Oh, I wish to dream again. Once and for all, and all for once. Nemo, my name forever.
Those backings at the end were really cool, and I've noticed this on this show as well. They've got fantastic backing vocalists and a really, really cool house band. So, I mean, what's interesting here, the the whole way through I hear Sting. I really hear little snippets of Sting's vocals in the way that Tim's singing. And I wonder whether that's always the case, whether it's just a really similar pair of voices there. But some of the inflections are really Sting-esque. So I noticed that he's also changed a couple of the melodies in the verse particularly. Sound cool, and natural as well. They sound like they really fit in with his style of singing. The one thing I do notice is that he's not entirely sure of all the lyrics. There are a couple of kind of switcheroos in there and a couple of just alternative lines. And like I say, great vocal performance. Floor seems to approve. Let's carry on. Firstly, that lead guitarist was on fire. What cool solos. And, you know, they're not a copy of Empu solos at all. Completely different solos, fit in wonderfully. Really cool. And I've seen that guitarist in action before in a couple of clips from Bester Zangers when he's been accompanying Floor. Just really good guitar work. And the whole band, honestly, you know, everything I've heard from that band has been great. And the backing vocals certainly really fit in well as well. You know, I don't have a whole lot to add about Tim's vocal performance, actually, in the end. You know, the Nemo sailing on, Nemo letting go all fit in really well. And that final chorus, there are a couple of nice little runs in there, just down the scale. And still, I can't get it out of my head that it's kind of like, if you cross Sting with Chris Cornell, you've kind of got Tim's voice. And I really like it, actually. I've got to check out more of Tim's stuff. So this was a really cool last version of Nemo for me to look at on 5 Days of Nemo, because it's so different. And as was that of Crewish, of course. So it's been great to check out some different versions that have given me a new perspective on the song. And it just shows, you know, good songwriting can almost be universal. If you take a great metal song, you can still turn it into a great, what is this? You know, rock song, pop rock song. It's quite fast paced and still sounds really cool. So I'm glad I looked at these. I'm glad I checked out these two different versions of Nemo on the last day today. So this is it. The end of the adventure. And I'm kind of glad, you know, because I've listened to Nemo so many times in the last couple of weeks now that I need to take just a few days of break from the song. You know, it's one of those songs, it was my gateway song to Nightwish, so it's always going to be a little bit special to me. So I'll still have different versions of the song for different moods now. You know, the acoustic version with Troy and Floor is just beautiful for a chill out mood. And then we've got all the metal versions for, you know, the time when you want to just rock it out a bit. And now we've even got the AC/DC version by Crewish, and we've got the kind of sped up rock version by Tim. All really fun to listen to in the right moment. So I hope I've helped you out with showing you some different versions of the song to give you new spins on it and new perspectives. And it has been fun to do. So I'm glad a couple of you suggested this little project. I might do something similar with other Nightwish songs later on. I know that Amaranth has been suggested for this, as have a couple of others. So it's not the last time I'll do something like this, but it's time for a break from this for now. So I know I have other people that I should be reacting to and other Nightwish songs that have been requested. So it's time for me to get it back on with that. So thank you for having indulged me for my 5 Days of Nemo. And I look forward to seeing you back in the next video. Now don't forget, I'm only 40-something subscriptions away from the next live stream. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, now is the time to do it, okay? All right, folks, take care. Until next time. Bye-bye.